beautiful soul. Welcome. This is Rochelle with the Healing Rose, and I am still doing a deck declutter. So today I'm looking at my Lenormand decks. So this is Mademoiselle Lenormand. It is by A.G. Mueller out of Europe. This is the English edition. Often, I think this is referred to because of the little blue owl as the blue owl Lenormand. It comes with the teeniest, tiniest little book that gives you So this is the first Lenormand that I bought. And honestly, I bought it because when it was shown to me, it was kind of explained, like with the little things on it, it would actually be quicker for me to learn it. I was like, oh, you might like this because it has little phrases, so you don't always have to go back to the book because it's kind of a really intuitive system. I was like, oh, okay. That makes sense. It's got a really interesting quality to it. I love this. That's the little, they make me think of Beatrix Potter. Honestly, it makes me think of the drawings from when I was a child in different picture books that we had. Because it wasn't always, the bright Technicolor Disney World. We had, Spot and Jane and the gang. I don't know. I used it a few times, but not that much. So I discovered Lenormand and I was like, oh, cool. So the next time I went into the shop, I sat there like, oh yeah, the mystical Lenormand. Oh, that's perfect. The Fortune Cards of Marie-Anne Lenormand, painted by Urban Trosch by Regula Elizabeth Feichter. And it's like mystical. This is our image, mystical. So when I opened it up, I was like, oh, okay. It's not what I was expecting from the box. Honestly, when I looked at the box and I looked at this is not, and I mean, I know there's pictures on it, but the backs are kind of like, okay, where's the mystique? And it's really not an art style that resonates with me, personally. So I have never used it. I didn't even do a single reading. I opened it, flipped through it, and went, oh, well, okay, it's not what I thought it was going to be. I was thinking it was going to be more something, so, like, I'm not sure why he has, an ermine with him. Or I guess it's not really an ermine, it's a weasel or a stoat. It's just kind of, I don't know. I think this is the only card I like because of the little ravens, probably. So this one just stayed in the box, and it's never been used. It's never been shoveled. And I probably started buying Lenormand back in, I want to say 2015, maybe 2014, 2015, something like that. Yeah. And the box has just been beat up because this is my issue. This one, it's not quite so bad, but in this one, there's a big gap between the cards and the rest of the box, which means the box is always slightly compressing to where the cards are. So the box is way more damaged, even though it's never been used, just from sitting in my trunk and getting like a little squashed by other decks. This one can go. All right. Then I purchased this one. All right. Okay, so I was like, ooh, I need a bright deck. Because I was there and they had it and I was like, ooh, that's lovely. And it's so bright and it's glossy and a gilded deck. So I was like, oh yeah, look at that shiny gold. And And I've never used it. I love the polar bear. I don't like this card. If I'm really honest, I really don't like the carousel horse. I love this as a house, though. I don't know, it's a weird blend of, like, we've got Kabbalah, we've got, like, it's like calliope music, there's like some steampunk here, there's this, I feel like, I don't know what this deck is doing. Maybe that's what's going on, right? We've got, like, you know, some of these images they could be anytime, anywhere. It's like, this is such a beautiful image. The fox is so lovely. The polar bear is fabulous. I don't really know what that is there. That's beautiful. It's, I don't know. It's nothing really exciting, but this is a beautiful scene. This is beautiful. But there's an interesting kind of disconnect between 19 and 20 in, it's like the timelines jump all over the place in here, and I'm not sure. Maybe that's what bothers me. But I've never used it. I've opened it up and flipped through it several times just to try to decide if I wanted to start using it. And I never do. So this can go. All right, that was a fairly easy decision. So then after that, I think right after I got the Mystical Lenormand, I found the Enchanted Lenormand Oracle. And so this one came in the box set. And it comes with extra cards, and it comes with this fold out. Let's just move this out of the way a little. So it's got one of these great big, you know, when you get the big reading map thing that comes with it, where it's basically, they're just numbered spots for you to put the cards as you read the card. So wherever they show up, you can put the cards down, which is kind of cute. I feel like I actually just want to, like, put this in a great big frame. Well, one day I'll do that with all the card maps that I have. I'll put them all in big frames. So this is Caitlin Matthews and Virginia Lee. So it does have an extra man and lady. And it's quite lovely. I love that we're kind of looking into a crystal ball. Nestled in the woods. It's not the brightest deck. It is, like, the colors are dimmer, a little bit more faded out, because it's kind of like, you know, you're looking into the crystal ball. I feel like it could have been maybe perhaps a bit more vibrant, especially with such a heavy, strong border. But I really like this deck. And I love that the 37th card is the reader. So it's supposed to be like, you know, Mademoiselle Lenormand herself. Or just the reader, the diviner. So that's kind of a cute little thing, and you can leave it in the deck or not. And I don't know, I still really like this one. A couple of the cards, like the way they're illustrated, it's a little confusing because I'm still learning the system, but I really like it. So I'm not sure about this one. Okay, so moving along, Under the Roses. So this one also has extra cards for the man, woman, and child, and a fairly substantial booklet, which is nice. And it's not in tiny font, which is nice. So it's actually really easy to just open it up, grab some keywords really quickly without having to read paragraphs and paragraphs. And it gives you information about doing layouts and doing card spreads with it, which is nice, actually, to be completely honest. So I know some people aren't like huge fans of this deck in particular, but I found it really easy to learn to read with. So we have the titles are super clear, so I love that. there's these subtle little words in the background, which is nice, so that I feel like it helps to act upon your subconscious to give you a sense of what's going on in the cards themselves, right? So we have the crossroads, and then we have the cross, which is nice that it's actually a cross. This has read really well for me. I really like this one. It's the one that kind of travels around in my purse in a little bag usually. And yeah, this one can stay. This one can stay because this will be the deck that I actually have used the most out of all of them. Okay, so let's look at this. Gypsy Witch Fortune Telling Playing Cards. I know it's not Lenormand, but it is reading with the playing cards, right? So it's kind of a similar kickoff. So it does have like a little bit of wording with each one. So we're not in the same kind of order as with Lenormand. So it is, again, a different system. Kind of like a weird cross between Lenormand and Kipper. I have tried, I've done maybe 5 or 6 readings with it, and honestly I don't like it. I would rather just read with playing cards themselves than with this. I'm not a big fan of them. And then there's extra jokers. There's the joker and extra jokers if you choose to include them in as well. So that, you know, it's kind of an interesting thing. Somebody said like, oh, like if you're doing this, you'll probably really like this one. And I was like, oh, well, it's an inexpensive little deck. I'll grab it and I'll try it out. And I did not. I don't like it. I just don't like it at all. So that's going to go. All right. Let's go here. Pixie's Astounding Lenormand by Edmund Zabrowski. So he has taken the work of Pamela Coleman Smith from her existing paintings as well as her work in the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, and taken pieces of images and combined them and layered them from different works to create this beautiful, wonderful Lenormand that is the perfect size to match the Centennial Rider-Waite-Smith or the Coleman Smith edition that comes in a tin. They're perfectly matched in size. It works well alongside any of the Rider-Waite. So I kind of absolutely love it. The imagery to me is really pleasing, really resonates. I think it's kind of a brilliant little thing. And I love that it's in a tin, so this gets to stay. That is staying. Perfect. All right. Let's move it over to the side, actually. So the Fairy Tale Lenormand. So this has 2 extra cards, an extra gentleman. I kind of love this tiger. And an extra lady. And I honestly, who wants to be unappreciated, slaving away over cinders? No one that I know. So that's not the lady I keep in my deck. So the Fairy Tale Lenormand is cute, and it has a little nod to whatever fairy tale is referenced in each card, and this goes beautifully with the Fairy Tale Tarot. So it's Lisa Hunt and Arwen Lynch, and it's lovely. Like, Lisa Hunt's artwork is absolutely fabulous. She's a beautiful artist. I love the fairy tale references. I love fairy tales, so this one is staying. That's just so easy. And if you want to see the whole thing, I have a whole flip through of it someplace on my channel. So there's that. All right, so we have The Mirror Truth Lenormand by Sylvia Neitzer. It actually has a nice book. I like the size of the book. Now, if I have to have a larger Lenormand, after looking at the Kyra Marchetti, then looking at this one, immediately, like when I hold it, I feel good. Like, I hold this and I'm just like, oh, I love it. It's so vibrant. It's just so delicious. It's wonderful. And again, polar bears. I love that. I just love the polar bears. I like this dog a lot more, I have to say. The mountain, yeah, there's some obstacles. It feels like there's obstacles, you know? The crossroad. I love this for the heart. I love this. This one's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely love this one. No complaints with this at all. I mean, although I would have loved if the bottom band was the same through the whole deck instead of coordinating with whatever the color of the card is. I would have loved that cohesiveness through the deck. That would have, I think, made me much happier. Like just the blue. The blue would have gone with everything, or this purpley color would have been a beautiful border at the bottom of every single card, and it would have given a little bit more of a sense of cohesiveness to the deck. But I love this deck, so this deck is staying. All right, so what's staying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I don't use it, and I don't love it. I feel like maybe it's just because it was the first Lenormand that I bought. Maybe I'm feeling, yeah, it's gonna go. Okay, so that's not too bad. So we got rid of 4 and we're keeping 5. That feels amazing. All right, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. This is probably going to be my shortest out of all of them. So, but that's okay because I didn't have very many Lenormand, right? I do have a lot of tarot. I do have a lot of oracle. I think I have more oracle than tarot, so that's kind of intimidating to have to go through. But yeah, if you enjoyed that, thumbs up would be great. If you have any of these, or you've had some of them and you got rid of them, I would love to have your input or insight on what it is that you released from your collection and why. But I think it's really important that we look at, you know, what we have are tools that resonate with us, that when you pick it up and work with it, you actually feel good working with it. But if you pick it up and you kind of feel like, ugh, if ever you hold a deck in your hand and go, ugh, like, don't even bother buying it, put it away. You know, there'll be something else that's out there that's perfect for you. Awesome. So if you're still here and you want to give us a thumbs up, that'd be great. If you wanted to subscribe, that'd be fantastic as well. In any case, I hope that you have an absolutely amazing week and a fantastic day, and come back and watch more deck declutter videos. Take care.